Well, YouTube, just wanted to share a quick video on how to replace a ignition coil on a chainsaw. Mine happens to be an MS 261. It is a commercial grade chainsaw. I've had it for about 3 or 4 years now, and I like it. It is a great running chainsaw, super strong, very reliable. Until the ignition coil went out. This is the ignition coil. What would happen is I would run the saw, I would start it up, it would run great. I would run it, cut logs, do whatever, and make coffee, just all kinds of stuff with this saw. It's great. But what happened is when it gets hot, after you've run it for a while, it wouldn't start. It wouldn't start back up after the saw was hot. So I looked into it and found out that it doesn't start after it's been running for a while, and I know I wasn't flooding it or anything. I know how to start a saw with after it's been hot. You don't do any kind of choking. You just put it back into run position and pull the crank and it goes. But after running it for a while, it would get hot. Couldn't start back up until it was cool again, or a certain temperature of coolness. What happened is the ignition coil, if it gets too hot, it will not send a spark to the cylinder, and so it just won't start. So I looked online and just could not find any videos on how to do it or what was wrong with it. And it was just really hard figuring out what was wrong with it. The MS261, the part number is 11411300B, and it is the part number for the ignition coil. Super easy to replace. You take off a couple of pieces. You take off the top protector. You take off this little side mount exhaust intake, or exhaust air intake, and you well, first of all, you take this off. You also have to remove a handle screw, and then a couple other various screws. But super easy to replace. For me in the States, this cost me $64 or $62. It is quite the expensive piece, but considering the saw is over $600, less than $100 for a part on a saw that price. After the saw has been running for 3 or 4 years now with no problems. I mean, I have had to do nothing on it. No spark plug changes. I took the air filter off and just knock it out and clean it up. I do take the side pull side. I take that off and I clean it off every now and then with the air vent or an air hose. Replacing many a chains. This is probably my 4th chain on this same bar. I actually got a new bar for this saw. I'm going to do some maintenance on this bar, but got a new spark plug. I have had to do absolutely nothing in the last 3 or 4 years on this saw. If you go commercial, your parts are going to be more expensive, but you will have a much better saw with a much longer life. I do run my oil a little rich, or my gas a little rich with oil, so my spark plug does look a little gummed up, and that may have had something to do with. Actually, it doesn't look that bad. If I scrape this off with a wire brush, I could probably throw it back in and it would be fine. If I don't run my oil quite so rich, I would probably need have a good looking spark plug, but I run it a little richer to try and oil the piston a little more. Yeah, this saw looks a little ridiculous right now because I have it all off, but it is a good looking saw and it is an awesome running saw. I have a new spark plug in there now. Got the new ignition coil in there. I do use this for my firewood business, so it is run very heavily, very long time. I work it hard. So that's how you replace an ignition coil if your saw runs on the first startup and then runs out on or stops and won't run again after you have run it hot. What I was doing, I was cheating it a little. I would run it and would not stop until the gas tank was out, and I was just putting off having to maintain it after I figured out what it was. I would just run it on the first start and I would cut rounds, and then I would stop. I would split those rounds, let the saw cool down, and now it's just I need to run it a little more sporadically. I needed to start it and stop it whenever I want. So it was time to replace the ignition coil. Again, part number 1141 1300B. Yep. For the MS 261 commercial saw. Thanks for watching. Hope this helps out. There's another guy who's got a part for an ignition coil, video on YouTube for an ignition coil on a 361, and I'll try and link up to him, or at least put a video to his video. A link to his video, and yeah. Thanks for watching. Hope this helps you guys out. I know it took me a while to figure this out, so I thought I'd put this up so help somebody out a little quicker and get back on the job site. Thanks for watching again. Talk to you later. Sage Media signing out.